This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, and especially at the moment, I do hope you're well. Now then, today's Friday. It's just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and in a few hours' time we're going to be having our regular Friday live stream. We're having a beer, we're having a chat, we're having a laugh, basically. I hope to see a lot of you there, but then again, by the time you're watching this, it'll be Saturday, because that's when this video is going to be going up, so it'll have all happened by then. But anyway, what I've been doing the past few Fridays for the Saturday video is basically having a jam. Well, to be honest, I jam over the same jam track several times and then just stitch together, like cobble together a composite performance of like the best bits of all of them and just serve it up on a platter. And when I'd finished today's recording and listened back to it, I thought, you know what? If any piece of guitar playing sort of represents me as a player, then this probably does. There's sort of a strong bluesy element in there, and there's, you know, a bit of a sort of a country kind of thing going on in places, and, you know, a little bit of the classic rock and twiddly widdly fiddly shreddy sort of stuff going on as well, and it just sort of encapsulates a good part of what I do. I've been doing impersonations of other guitarists a lot of late. Last week I did a Black Sabbath solo lesson, then I've done a Marillion one recently, then I did a Lynyrd Skynyrd one, and then the Patreon-only solo this next month coming up is a Slash solo. So as I say, I've been doing impersonations of a lot of other guitarists lately. Now, I don't know if you remember, those of us of a certain age in the UK will remember a Saturday night entertainer, an impressionist called Mike Yarwood, who used to do impersonations of everybody in the public eye, you know, politicians, celebrities, that kind of thing. And he used to finish off all of his shows with a little bit of a song and dance routine where he wasn't impersonating anyone, and his catchphrase at that point was, "And this is me." So that's kind of the point of today's video, really. I'm going to play you this solo in a moment, and then I'm going to show you, because a lot of you have asked, how I get the guitar tone that I use in these videos. So, without further ado, this is me. And there you have it. That is this weekend's little jam. I do hope you enjoyed it. As ever, I will be beavering away like a man possessed over the next few days, getting all of that tabbed out and up on my Patreon page as a special thank you to all of my wonderful, fantastic Patreon supporters. You know who you are. Thank you so much for everything that, all the support you're giving me. It really is appreciated. And if you'd like to join these guys and get all of the wonderful tabs and jam tracks and loads loads of other great benefits for joining my Patreon, then it's only $3 a month. The link and the details of what you get are all in the description below. Now then, on to the next matter at hand. Quite often, for some inexplicable reason, people seem to say they like my guitar tone and have asked me how I get it. So I thought I'd, as I said at the top of the video, show you exactly what's going on. It will come as a massive surprise to absolutely no one that this is the guitar I favour most of the time, well, a lot of the time anyway, a Gordon Smith GS 1.5, and my main lead tone when I'm using this guitar is bridge pickup in humbucker mode, volume and tone controls all the way up on 10. When I'm using the Deluxe Nashville Telecaster, thank you, Joe, it's basically the same setup, bridge pickup, but I just roll the tone control off just ever so slightly to just take a little bit of the bite out of it, just fattens it up a little bit. From there on in, whichever guitar I'm using, it's into the Vox Tone Lab. Let's hear a little bit about that. Okay, welcome to the engine room. This is my Vox Tone Lab, and as you can see, I use the US high gain setting. Now then, if I just press this little button until that light flashes, I can show you which cabinet model I'm using, which, just turn that until there we go, cabinet number 10. Not quite sure what that is, I'll have to look it up and tell you. Then treble is set at, where are we, keep going, there we go. That treble is set at 4. Mid-range is set at, where are we, 6.5, I think that was, there it is, there we go, 6.5, and bass is flat out at 10. The gain is set at, I think, 5, yeah, there we go, gain is set pretty much 12 o'clock. And then while I'm jamming, I have a little bit of modulation and reverb on, a little bit of delay and reverb. But when I'm recording, I switch those off. So I'm recording a dry sound, and I add reverb and delay and stuff in the mix when I'm, after I've recorded it. So there you go. That's the core of my guitar tone. Then in terms of connecting the Tone Lab up to the PC, what happens is the audio outputs from the Tone Lab just go straight into the powered monitors, the speakers on my desk, and then there's a USB cable comes out of the Tone Lab as well, and that goes into the PC. I use a free driver called ASIO for All, which is just a free one-size-fits-all interface driver, because as well as being the source of my guitar tones, the Tone Lab is also my audio interface, which is very handy not having to have a separate interface. And I get zero latency when I record. It's not something I had to work at. I just kind of plumbed it all in, hooked it all up, hit record, and it worked first time. And I don't know if that's just luck or whether it just will always do that. I don't know. It did it for me, so that's all I can tell you. Anyway, as I said there, I always record the guitar dry. The reason for that is you can change your mind. Okay, you can change your mind about, what kind of reverb you want on it, whether you want delay or whatever on it after the fact. It's, if you record with the effects on, they're basically printed and there's nothing you can do about them. So when I'm recording, this is the sound that I'm hearing. And as you can see, I'm recording straight into Reaper there with a dry sound. And you'll also notice that it's panned all the way to the left. The next thing I do is just right-click on that track and go duplicate track and get an exact copy of that same track, which I then pan all the way to the right. Basically what I'm going for here is a double-tracked sound, but if you just do that, copy and paste one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, you will just get the same signal but going straight down the center. So in order to get that double tracked sound, I do it with a bit of delay. On the right hand panned track, I use these delay settings here, and what you can see here is that I've got a 35 millisecond delay. and the feedback, which in delay context is how many delays get fed back into the input of the circuit, so you get like delays or repeats of repeats of repeats, basically. That's turned all the way off to -infinity, as you can tell. As is the dry signal here, that's turned all the way down to -infinity. So basically what I'm getting here is an exact carbon copy of the original guitar performance, but just all happening 35 milliseconds later. And if I pan the original performance to the left and this delayed performance to the right, it's going to sound like this. So that gives it a little bit of that pseudo double-tracked kind of tone, which is a very 70s tone, and being a very 70s kind of lad, that's a sound that I like. Then on top of all of that, I use these reverb settings, just a little free plugin called MuVerb, which, as you can see, I've got it set up on a room reverb setting, and just a little bit of subtle reverb over that entire guitar performance makes it sound like this. And there you have it. That is essentially my main lead guitar tone that I use. As I say, whether it's on the Gordon Smith or on the Telecaster. And if you've been wondering how I get the guitar tone that I get, well, now you know, and that's basically all there is to it. And that is pretty much all I've got for you today, folks, apart from mentioning the Fret Zealot giveaway that's going on at the moment. I've been blethering on about that in all of my videos recently, so I'll spare you that today. If you're interested, or if you're new to the channel, you know what a Fret Zealot is. It's that funky little LED thing that fixes onto the neck of the guitar and lights up and tells you where to put your fingers to play loads of wonderful things. And if you're interested in getting hold of one, then there's a giveaway going on at the moment. All of the details on how to enter the draw are in the description below, along with a discount code if you just want to purchase one and the link to make that purchase. And that really is it for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Stay safe, stay sane, stay well, and I'll see you all in a couple of hours' time for the Friday live stream. But by the time you're watching this, it'll have all have happened. Anyway, I'll see you next time, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.